Today is part four of my five-part series on the five clairs in mediumship and spirit communication. And we'll be talking about clairgustance. Clairgustance is clear taste. And it means, as you can imagine, that spirit communicates by helping to facilitate a specific taste in reference to an energy that is present for you. And I feel that that also extends to smell because taste and smell are so connected, and many people experience spirit smells like perfumes and cigarette smoke and cigar smoke and flowers and things like that. So clairgustance is both taste and smell, smell being more predominant than taste for most people. And a lot of times it, as you can imagine, is because the energy that is apparent to the medium was someone who, for instance, wore a specific kind of perfume for their entire life, or someone who smoked cigars, or someone who is associated with a scent so much that it will elicit a memory in the sitter, the person who is receiving the reading. Taste is an unusual one, mainly because it can be hard to pick up on in the moment. But most commonly, the taste is often around like lemon or mint or very strong tastes that are hard to miss. And that I've found can happen because, for instance, the energy that is apparent to the medium is or was a chef or had a special dish that they would cook for the sitter, or just enjoyed food in some specific way, or had a shared interest in a particular food for some reason with the sitter. And it's all just a way to validate for the sitter who the energy was in life. This is not a Claire that I work with very much. I have experienced smell, and I'll give you an example of that. I was visiting Old Town San Diego. I went to the Whaley House, which is considered one of the most active homes or um, buildings in the country. And after I visited the Whaley House, I walked around that area, which is just so amazing. It still reeks of the Old West, literally. And I went into what is now a tourist shop, but is still standing from the days when we were the Old West. And as I was walking around, suddenly the smell of cigar smoke hit me so strongly that I looked around to see who was smoking. Smoking is no longer allowed in public places in most parts of the country. And of course, no one was smoking. It was the smell of a spirit energy that had become apparent to me in that moment. And so the best thing to do when that happens is to breathe, to allow the next image to come into your head that will explain the smoke or the smell or the taste, to share the images that come along with the smell or the taste so that you can assign a meaning and an interpretation to it, because otherwise it will just be a random scent or taste that is hard to share with the sitter. So the best thing to do is to become present with the smell or the taste again, and then breathe for the next bit of information that will explain what the smell or the taste is. Expanding this sense, as always, the best way to do this is through meditation. Absolutely, always meditation, even for just 30 minutes a day, 30 seconds a day, just because that expands your presence and allows spirit to work with you in a more still and quiet place and expand those abilities even outside of your control with your permission, of course. And then another way to practice it is to actually call in tastes into your awareness. So, for instance, while you're sitting and being present and potentially meditating, ask for the taste of lemon to enter your consciousness. And just practice being able to do that. This doesn't mean that it's coming from spirit when you do this, although I also posit what's the difference? Isn't everything we do coming from spirit, actually? But it doesn't mean that it's a message when you're doing this. It means that you're practicing your ability to even notice this kind of sense so that when it happens in mediumship, it's easier for you to pick up on. And then, of course, as always, come to mediumship circles and practice your connection there. And as I have said, I host a mediumship circle on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. EST for free via Zoom. And you can find the link to that meetup group in the comments section. So, to wrap up, Clairgustance, the clear smell or clear taste that will come through from spirit connection from time to time, and a way to describe and give validation to an energy that is making itself known and would like to connect with either you or with a sitter. Tomorrow will be the last part of this series, and we will discuss clairsentience or clear feeling, a very interesting one. If you enjoy my videos, please like and subscribe because it helps me very much. Thank you.